And now, introducing Alex Radman!
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's edition of The Forum. Today we're going to be talking about shock humor, one of the most popular yet controversial forms of comedy. While critics view shock humor as something that encourages racism and stereotypes, many feel there's actually a unifier that allows people to laugh about these stereotypes and bring people together that inevitably exist. Today we have Olivia and Harris here to debate about whether they think shock humor is funny or not, and see their reactions as well as members of Skidmore College's reactions. Our first clip comes from the late shock comedian Greg Giraldo at the roast of Flavor Flav. Play the clip, please.
Ice-T is here. Holy Ice-T, you fucking fossil. Holy shit, you're so old. The first thing you bought with your record deal money was your freedom.
Giraldo's a funny comedian, but I don't understand why he has to tie in race. African Americans are free, equal citizens, and people should not be making fun of the hardships they had to face. That just encourages racism. Think about the people who are truly racist. Feeding them this material just reinforces the stereotype in their minds and makes them even more intolerant of their differences. These comments are completely offensive to the African American race, and even though people are laughing, it is inappropriate and should not be used.
You know what? I think the exact opposite. Let me tell you about Sigmund Freud's repression theory of laughter and see if that changed your mind. Freud said that in an early age we are taught to control our ideas, but laughter is evoked as we watch others explore the socially unacceptable or politically incorrect, in part because we aren't supposed to, and in part because it happens within the confines of a comedic performance, not actual real life. If someone was on the street making fun of an African American in the same manner, like calling them slaves, it would not be funny. Through comedy, it is more acceptable to laugh at these stereotypes, whereas in a social setting, it is looked down upon. All right, well, we got two legitimate arguments. Let's play another clip from Lisa Lampanelli and see if we can come to a more unified conclusion.
I would like all of you to clap for the dirty homosexuals who came here tonight. Come on! Come on, clap! It's their last show. They're dying of AIDS. Come on.
Listen. Don't tell me you or anybody else goes throughout their lives with stereotypes not going through their head. Even though people don't say it, likely because it's socially unacceptable, people think it. It's a fact. Stereotypes exist, and people keep them bottled inside of oneself. All that does is intensify the significance. Comedy like this dampens the negative connotation surrounding these stereotypes, and although people are probably thinking, wow, that's effed up, they can all comfortably laugh about it together.
So you're telling me that if you are a homosexual, it's funny to make fun of you for having AIDS? How would you like that? This comedy makes stereotypes worse. It reinforces them. It doesn't make them less harsh. It obviously encourages the society to isolate the homosexual community, which is something that we are trying to work against.
Our final clip comes from comedian Jeff Ross.
The other night, my girlfriend and I, we rented a Jewish porno movie. It's called I Don't Do That. It's a sequel to Get That Thing Out of My Face.
All right, I'm actually going to agree with you here for a minute. Comedy does provide an arena for poking fun at others, but it also provides an opportunity to send a smart message to the audience. But we've just witnessed 3 clips making fun of 3 different stereotypes. Poking fun at everyone and everything, one is never able to make a critical point that can truly enrich the minds of the audience. I'm not saying only poke fun at a few groups, because that would be cruel and inhumane. What I am saying is that shock humor has become a form of comedy that is always going to be politically incorrect, and therefore it no longer has any intellectual significance.
Olivia, listen. I see where you're coming from, I really do. But I view comedy more for its role as a unifier than an informer. While sure, it could be informative socially, politically, etc., it is the only vehicle where one can make fun of others and it'd be okay.
But why is it ever okay to make fun of others?
But that's life. Again, stereotypes exist whether we like it or not. Making fun of them on the open and makes them less cruel. Sure, if these comedians were truly racists or anti-Semites, then sure, I'd say this is wrong. But they're not. We have 2 very strong and different opinions. I respect both, but let's see other people's skin. What do you think?
So Samantha, what do you think about that? Do you think it's funny or do you...
Fucked up.
I think it's funny, but it's targeted to a certain audience that doesn't find that kind of humor. I'm trying to look at you. Revolting. Like.
So do you guys think that was offensive? Do you think it downplays the stereotype, or do you think it is makes it people laugh about it? I don't know.
Everything was preference to the very last one. That last one was a little
too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pushing it.
Do you think it? Yeah. Why? Why do you think? Do you think it reinforces the stereotype that about African Americans? Do you think it?
Well, see, that one's not even a stereotype. That's just clearly targeting art.
Oh shit! You're so old. The first thing you bought with your record deal money was your freedom.
All right.
All right, Aditi Dot, everybody. What do you think about this clip? Do you think it's offensive, or do you think it's so hilarious? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it's that offensive just because it's targeted at certain people and they knew that it was coming. But, I mean, I think I've seen funny things.
It's obviously, it's racist humor and probably perpetuates some stereotypes, but I still find it funny.
Well, that was a great show. Thank you guys so much for coming today. I'd like to thank our panelists, Olivia and Harris, as well as the audience for being here.
Go ahead, interview.
Okay, so we are in a class and we are doing a video on shock comedy.
S-H-O-C-K?
Yes.
It's electric.
Yep, and so shock comedy is sort of edgy humor, and stand-up comedians, they can either be offensive to some people and they can use certain people like African Americans or gay people as part of their comedy to perpetuate the laughter. And so we were just wondering if you think that is offensive or if it's hilarious, or how do you feel as an audience member?
With the right kind of audience, it can be very funny. I mean, just look at how elves dress. That's definitely it there too, you know. Now, Santa Claus really doesn't like some of the more vulgar words, you know. That's, I think it's more creative to use elements that are not so vulgar.
Yeah, definitely.
Certainly body part humor is fun sometimes, if there's a little Victoria's Secret model going flaws like that, Alright. Stockings are one of my favorite things to fill.
Sure. So as an audience member, do you think you would be laughing or would you be offended?
I would be laughing because I'm a pretty liberal guy.